first day of my investment challenge. And really sorry about the very boring PowerPoint presentations, but I do have some graphs to show you, and this is the only way I know how. A couple of things before we start. And the first one, the most important one, is this is not advice on how you should invest your money. This is just a fun challenge that I'm doing. And the reason for this is I have to take some risk. If I want to do 20+% in a year, you cannot do that without taking some risk, and probably more risk than most people are willing to do. So if you do the same thing as I do and this goes down, this is not my fault. Do not do the same thing I do. You have to do your own research. And that means you have to look at the company. What are they doing? Are they making money? Do you like the product they're selling? Do you understand the concept? That is as little as you need to do. Then you decide if you like this or not. What you should not do is look at the forums or the Facebook groups, because these are terrible advice. Most people have no idea what they're talking about. Most of the time is someone owns a stock in a company and they're telling everybody else how great this is so that other people also will buy this and they will make money. And obviously this is not a good thing. And why not let someone else handle your money? If you go to a bank or put in a fund, there's going to be fees, and it's not going to be transparent what's happening with your money. Where is my profit going, and which companies, and why are we buying these companies? You have no idea what's happening. And to be honest with you, nobody cares about your money the same way you do. So you have to handle your money yourself, and it's not difficult. And that's why I'm hoping to show with this challenge. And the last part, this is for people not to get angry with me, because if I say something bad about a company, it's not that I think it's the most terrible company in the world, but it's not for me. And it could be as easy as I do not understand what they're doing and I would buy the product. And that's no reason to sell this company or whatever. You have to do your own research on this one as well. But always when somebody speaks badly about a stock and it might go down for some reason, you get angry with the person who did the analysis, and that's not my intention. It could be as easy as I don't understand it. Today, I'm not buying the stock, and this is the reason why. The Italian referendum, and this is on Sunday. And I've been reading a lot about this, and I'm trying to make sense of what it really is. And to be honest with you, it's not really easy to understand it. And you kind of wonder if even the population of Italy understand what they're voting about. But I'm trying to make this as simple as possible without presenting it the wrong way. But this was actually introduced in April 2014, so it's nothing new. And it's already been approved by the parliament, but only with a small margin. That means the population needs to decide through a referendum. And what it is if it's voted through, if it's a yes, the Senate will lose most of its power. And the reason for this is the way it is now in Italy is kind of a complicated system. If you want to pass a law, too many people have a say in the law. So I read something about it took 1,300 days to pass something. It should have been like a couple of days. So this referendum, the proposition is to concentrate the power to fewer people. And this, I don't know if I think this is a good or bad thing. It's hard for me to analyze that. But the reason is to speed things up. That's pretty much what we know. And this is the only thing that's known. And the rest of is just speculation what's going to happen if we have a yes or no. And the Prime Minister, Matteo Renzi, he says he'll resign if it's not voted through, if we have a no. And first of all, we don't know if that's going to happen. But this is the reason people are kind of scared what's going to happen. Because if he resigns, we don't know if the president, he will appoint another prime minister, or will there be an election 2017? And if that's the case, could the five-star movement come to power? And if that happens, do they want to leave the EU? And if that happens, what happens to the euro? So you see, there's a lot of what if this and this happens. And the truth, nobody really knows what's going to happen. This is not going to be a fast process. But what I think will happen is, I think something like this will happen. And I have two graphs to show you, one of Trump and one of Brexit. And you can actually see what happened here and what the people thought if you look at the market. First, we had markets going down. The not being sure what's going to happen is making the market unsure. And then it really, days leading up to the election, it looked like, okay, there's no way that Trump can win. So we started to actually gain some of this downwards movement back. And then the day of the election, you see this big line right here. We had an enormous sell-off. But it only lasted for hours. And then it actually closed higher than it opened. So the market just forgot about it. Okay, the thing that could not happen happened, and the market just, okay, no big deal. And this, if you were able to buy stocks here, you made a really good profit the first day. Kind of the same thing happened with Brexit. The market went sideways leading up to the election, and then it looked like there's no way there could be a Brexit, so the market started going up again, and then it happened, and the big red candle here is a big sell-off. And that's only for a day, and then, okay, this is not the end of the world, and we started to go back again, and we're actually higher than we were before. So no matter what the result is, I think there's going to be insecurity. People will not be sure what's going to happen. So if we get a yes or a no, I think the market will drop. And I think it could be a good entry point to buy the dip, so to speak. Because short term, what happens in Italy is not really going to affect Swedish, Danish or American stocks. Long term, it might. But this shouldn't be a big volatile market the first day. That shouldn't happen. So maybe I can take advantage of that Monday. And that's the end of the first episode. So thank you.